There you are.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I am great. It's good to see you, man. I'm sorry if you got kept in the waiting room for an extra minute there. I didn't even realize the waiting room was turned on. Normally, I
What's
don't keep that on,
okay?
and you would have just come right in. So I was, you know, chugging away on my thing with my thing here, and so any forgive me for that.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's definitely okay.
Well, I read what you wrote in that little survey about your comments, and those got passed around. I don't know if you're aware of this, but whenever we funded, and we literally are funding a deal for a customer right now, whenever we do that, there's an email that goes around to the whole team
Mhm.
that tells everybody about who you are and how you came to us, and whether it's your first deal or your 14th or 29th or whatever it is, and how much we funded, what you made, and then if there's any comments on that survey, we share those too. And it just, you can't believe the response. I mean, it
Right.
goes to, probably 26, 28 people in total.
Hmm.
And everybody has a chance to respond. And it's so powerful, man. It's so powerful as far as, just morale and in general. I mean, if you think about it, I've got people on my team. I've got one developer on my programming team who started as a skip tracer, who's been with me for almost 17 years. And, Josh, 11, Carrie, 11. It's a lot of tenure. And I think one of the big reasons for that is that we as a team, when we get out of bed in the morning,
Hmm.
we know that today we're going to make a difference in people's lives. And that is just so fulfilling. And when we fund a deal for a customer like you, and then you make those comments that you made, it's that much better. It's just amazing. So thank you for your comments.
You're very welcome. I mean, it was worth it. I mean, believe it or not. So it's hard for me not to get emotional. Seriously, because hold on, I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
I understand. It's a lot of money. You did pretty darn well, man.
I mean, and it's life changing.
Yeah.
So you just never know what position somebody's in their life. So I mean, being a real estate agent is good. Now that I got that out my system, being a real estate agent is good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but when you're looking for financial freedom, and then you finally find, I mean, I did. So I actually found your ad on Facebook. Okay, first of all, so when you go across Facebook, you never know who's real and who's fake and whatnot.
Right.
So I was
Sure.
like, you know what? Let me take a chance. So going through it and seeing your experience and how it excites you when you get up, and when I was on your webinar just learn, I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. So the my first deal was actually I want to say about a mile and a half away from a house that I actually listed, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what, let me give it a chance to really see how real it is.
Right.
So I took your steps, having the knowledge that you gave me of the I think it was your criteria. It was bad, worse, and
Oh,
just
bad, really
awful.
bad and awful.
Yeah, that was really powerful. When I say it was powerful, because so it gave me the confidence of knowing, okay, I have three criteria or three price points in which I can go in at. And in this market, especially in North Carolina alone, it's on fire.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's booming. So I was like, okay, so I have these three price points in which I could go in at. And when the seller was like, I wasn't even trying to sell it, but what's your number? So I went in at the actual the bad number. And they were like, well, I had an offer years ago for this, so I can't come in, any less than this. And it was still way below what I was expecting, which is
Nice.
what you advised to get it in under that number. And when I did, I was just like, and my fingers started tingling. So I got that feeling, like you said, like if it doesn't excite you, then it's not a good deal.
Right.
And it just, once they actually signed that contract, I was like, okay. So, you get the moving, and I was like, okay, so let's do it. And then when you said, how do you get it out there? I was already in a Facebook group, a small Facebook group. And once I put it on there, it was on fire. So I
Mm.
literally got it under contract on February 23rd. 6 hours later, I had my end buyer.
No way, really. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hot market.
Yeah.
And when you bring a good deal to hungry buyers, they pounce on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you did everything right, man. You really did. And I'm seeing looks like the place was in Monroe, North Carolina, which I'm familiar with. And we funded $172,496 and you made 36,300 some.
Yeah, and that's another great thing. Like with this program, I literally have the ability to create my own lottery.
Yeah. Where your own winning lottery.
My own winning lottery. I mean,
right.
that's big. That's huge.
So I'm just making a note here. I'm sorry for me moving around. I'm just making a note. I just want to jot down 36,342.
Everybody in my firm is like, no way you got this deal and you found you a funding partner. I was like, yes, I did. Yes.
Oh. God, that's got to feel good, man. It's making me feel good. And my whole team's going to see this video. So thank you for saying stuff like that, because, you know, I always say that what we do is we fund deals for people who don't have the ability to fund them themselves. So they make a whole bunch of money that they wouldn't otherwise been able to make.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the difference we're making in people's lives really comes into play. Mm-hmm. And so everything you're saying is certainly very fulfilling for me to hear.
Yeah.
And consistent with what we do. Yeah. So couple quick questions for you. Tell me about your real estate experience prior to coming to us and using our tools and system there. Tell me about that.
So I had never worked with investors before. Small. So I have only been in real estate about 2.5 years. Okay. And you know, it's lucrative. It's a hot market, but when I was like, I always wanted to see what it looks like to be on the investor side. And at the time I didn't have the capital or the credit to actually get into it. So, and like I said, it was just a blessing in disguise when you came across. Was like, what if I could tell you that you could fund a deal with no fees and no other money necessary? I was like, come on now, what kind of scam is this going on? And here you go with this guy with these big glasses on, and he's just smiling from ear to ear. And then you have all these success stories, and I'm like, that excitement is what I want to experience. So. But as far as real estate goes, I had never, you know, you get these small chunks, but then, you know, to see you, and I was like, let me give this the opportunity to really see. And then especially when I went in, the family bank funding is a blessing. Mm-hmm. It is a blessing. I mean, seriously, I mean, to go through the process, and then I can't give you and your team enough praises. Because I mean, they answer the phone, and then if they're busy, they definitely call back ASAP. That's very important when you're doing this, trying to work it out. And then, you know, just it helped me work out my nerves. You know, driving for dollars, I see those methods definitely work still. And it was funny because I never thought that I would see, you know, and I was already in the course of doing a real estate transaction with my license. So just driving for dollars is still a great thing to utilize. So that's kind of how it took off for me as far as when I was using the program. That's all I've been talking about ever since the deal went down. I've only been able to talk about this program.
So what do you think from here? Are you going to continue doing your, you know, realty stuff as an agent and do investing on the side, a combination of both?
Definitely, because what I do see is, so I have some clients who definitely wanted to get into investing, and I see, you know, how I can truly double dip, and it'll be it's a legal way of actually doing it. Because, you know, they could be my end buyer as long as they have cash or hard money loans. So it's a way to get people in a better situation when they don't want to go through all the hoops of getting a conventional or FHA. So, and then they can become investors themselves with a quick turnaround, with the fix and flips from them. And then, I have one right now who's seen what I did, and I explained it to him. He was like, listen, I'll buy the property from you, and then I want you to turn around and list it for me, because you have all the knowledge and current experience, and then you also have the program. So accessing, now that I'm a part of the trifecta, and accessing those custom comps definitely is helping out, because now I have views of the off-market deals as well as the MLS. So, I mean, it's just...
And you know what? I just read a statistic the other day that said that 82% of residential real estate sales go through the local MLS, 82%, but that leaves 18% that don't. And that's a lot, right?
It's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to know those numbers. So
yeah, it's amazing. And then and to get them to almost pinpoint them to a price point in which they like, I mean, it is so helpful. So now, I'm definitely going to be on your next webinar. And because the education, there's always education. The market is ever changing. And I see that y'all have an edge up. So that education is always important to me. I'm a student of you. I'm a big fan of you. So yeah, I mean, on top of my real estate career, I like to study those who have succeeded, from the failures and the successes.
I hear you. And what'd you call me? The smiley guy with glasses? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So who's this guy with these big old glasses and he's smiling from ear to ear? Like, I mean, you can always tell a genuine smile. Everything you do right now is just being genuine, and so now you see my face. I can't do anything else but just smile. Like this.
You can't wipe that off your face.
No, it'll never come off. I mean, from the tears of joy, my wife has seen it, and she's been with me. She was like, "You got to do it," and it definitely took a couple of no's, but once we pushed through it, and I found that one, it was just, I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, they wanted this, and then when I found my inbox, I was like, okay, they willing to buy it at this, like, okay. So now let's see what it looks like from the start to the end. I mean, and it was a smooth process. That's awesome. Was a smooth process.
Yeah. So how was it working with my team, the funding team? Clearly a smooth process.
I mean, right? Like I said, they're a blessing. So every phone call I had, so in the beginning, just to get the nerves out, I wanted to make sure I had all my questions about submitting for funding and everything, making sure I have my LLC, having the LLC. Thank you for that advice, because I definitely took your team's advice and I started my LLC. All of that, I mean, the tax purposes and everything, that is definitely a blessing to have certain things taken care of for you, so that later on you won't have to worry about it. And then your business can function as normal. I'm seeing it's key, even as a new business owner and me starting my business. That was very key to my success, and being able to see that, you have the backing of a whole team of years of experience. So, I mean, every phone call, it almost sounded like they were talking with a smile on their face. So I know they're in a good place. I mean, no question went unanswered. And if they didn't have the answer, they made sure they got it for me and got back to me immediately. I think that was very key to the success, and put me at ease as well.
Appreciate those words. And so I think I heard you say, as far as how you found the seller, it was driving for dollars, basically just driving neighborhoods. Gotcha. Well, with the data tools available to you through Trifecta now, might mean a few less miles on your car, but driving for dollars will always work. There's no doubt about it. And what was motivating the seller in particular? Do you remember? I mean, I know the property was in need of repairs. Were they living in it, or what was the situation?
And that was the thing. So it was definitely a large rehab job. So it definitely fit under that last criteria of just being awful. So once I really looked at the comps and everything, and then the thing was, for the comps, there was nothing in the area that really fit those specifications, because it was a multi-family property.
Okay.
So it needed, I think it was around 137,000, give or take, in repairs. So once I actually did that, and I thought about what type of investor I wanted to attract, what type of end buyer I wanted to attract, I was able to specify it to what I knew they wanted, whether it was their ROI or whatnot, and
sort of speak their language.
Exactly. And then once I actually put on that group, like I said, it just started buzzing. Like I couldn't shut my phone off. I couldn't, which was it was a blessing within itself. So
Where did you run the ad? Was that on Facebook too, or where'd you run the ad?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Where did you run the ad when you were looking for your buyer? Uh-oh. Is it the connection?
It was on Facebook.
On Facebook.
I was in one
Okay.
of my groups. Mm-hmm.
There you go. I think you mentioned that earlier. I just want to confirm that.
Yeah.
And was the buyer a cash buyer, or did they have hard money or private money? How'd that work out?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was hard money. They did hard money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And it was, I mean, they were super cool. I mean, when you see people are serious about what they want to acquire and everything, I was blessed enough to have a cash buyer. Super, the communication was easy. They followed through with everything. I think it was Bianca, if I can mention her name. She was professional, made sure she stayed on top of everything. I like Bianca. Everybody that was in the office that initially picked up, I think it was Julia.
Yep.
Yeah, Julia. Okay, it was Julia. And it was another gentleman picked up on it. Super friendly, helped me out with everything all across the board. Yep. Brian, super helpful. I can't say enough good things about him. Like they got it. They got my vote.
So you've already kind of alluded to it, but I figure I'll just ask you the question. How is this extra income from the deal going to impact you and your family?
So you probably can't say I'm a big guy. So I have 5 children myself.
Wow.
So showing my children that, so they try to eat me out of house and home. Like so, but family vacations now, we can kind of pull back. I can show my wife that, it's okay. You don't have to work so hard, because she made a sacrifice for me as well. So being able to spoil her now is a huge blessing.
You're a big guy and a smart guy right there.
Yeah. I try not to tell her this, but we all know happy wife, happy life. I try to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I try to tease her about it a little bit, but you know how it goes. So, but children that there's a way that you can create the happiness and the finances needed to support that happiness is key for me. College may not be for everybody, but real estate is. Everybody wants a house. This is a way that you can get into real estate and it can change your life. It just depends on how bad you want. And I'm only really doing it part-time. That was the blessing. So my part-time efforts have gave me full-time money, if I can say that. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but it definitely, and I hit the lottery. So it definitely, so I quit my job. I was a delivery driver for 12 years. I quit my job, went into real estate, and I still doubled the money that I made in the first year of being a real estate agent in 2 months.
Nice.
In the first quarter, I literally doubled the amount of money. So I'm pushing myself. I gotta go. I want to get to at least 200K by the end of the year, and I see it's possible. It's enough deals out here to really change their life and to consistently scale it up. So the trifecta is about to be my best friend. Nice. The custom comps, yes, I definitely see the value in it. I don't know whichever way to go, and then it just helps out. So the trifecta helps out because if I'm going to do a deal on the MLS, assigning the contracts is not what they like to see. They like to see that you have that funding. They like to see you have that funding, that proof of funds letter, and all of that, and let it be verifiable. Like that was key to this one specific deal.
The proof of funds.
Proof of funds was very key.
Yeah, and for all I know, they contacted us and we showed them a bank statement. We don't track that, but there's an excellent chance that we backed you up on that, and it may have helped get the seller to say, yeah, okay, let's go.
I can guarantee it did, because I still speak with the seller to this day. He was like, listen, if I have another property, I'm definitely coming your way, because I know you can go to a quick close and I have no problems. Like, your bank is verified.
Nice.
So thank you. Definitely thank you for that.
Yeah. And clearly you'll be using that all the time, which is what it's there for, you know. And one of the great things about our proof of funds is that, you know, like you're saying, when you call, if we respond, and same thing's true with that. When someone reaches out to us, I monitor it every day. I jump in, I respond, Julia and I manage that together. And it's always so nice to see, you know, a deal come to fruition like this, because it helps to prove that having that proof of funds it could make all the difference in the world. And what you're saying is that it did. So, all right, last question, and then I'll let you get back to your busy day and me to mine.
Okay.
Someone's looking at us on Facebook, or they're looking at us wherever, and they're saying to themselves, this real estate wealth network, I don't know, you know, there's a lot of hype out there. I don't know if I should get involved with the real estate wealth network. What would you say, George, to someone who's in that position?
It is too good to be true, but it's real. That's the only thing. It's real. Believe me, it is real. It is exactly what they say they are. Super helpful. The proof of funds is there. The funding is there. They back you up all the way.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better. And I appreciate you, man. I feel like I had an opportunity to get to know you, and it makes me feel like a better guy. And so pleasure to get to know you. And I look forward to working with you in the future and funding more of your deals. And I'll be watching for your name to come across the list, and I'll think, there's George, he just did it again.
Yes, we did it again.
All right, bro. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thank you, my good sir. God bless.
God bless. Take care, man.
You too.